Yeah, look, what happened was with the original car I spoke about earlier, I was able to cut the roof and the pillars off. That's a main structure that makes just life a whole lot easier. You know, it's a lot of the space frame cars in the leading category, they'll have all this made out of fiberglass or carbon fibre. There's a lot of work in that, and for the little bit of weight that I'm going to save, I don't believe that it's worth my time and effort. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be number one in this category. I'm doing this for fun. But to have the structure ready so I can, one, have, you know, the vents, factory vents and plastics to run for demisting, to have the framework ready just for the windscreen to go in and the rear window to go in, and to have the doors that can just hang straight away, factory locations, makes life so much easier for me. You know, and obviously we started with the jig, which I've just got up there outside now on the container, and that's where I started with the chassis. And listening to John Goulet is obviously a wealth of information. He's been able to give me advice, and you know, even Darren Hossack's dad at the last event at Sandown, I was having a chat with him, and just wealth of knowledge out of those guys. So I was able to, you know, put that into my build as well. So we've just kept, you know, buying long straight bits of tube and started bending them up, putting them in the bender, and doing everything just you know, via my own head and asking questions. That's been the biggest thing I find, is asking questions to the guys that know and have done it, you know. Couple little things along the way that, you know, obviously as you do it more and more, you get better and better, and you sort of sometimes wish that you could start again, and because from what you've learned from as you get closer to the end, you know, things like your notching is so critical for your gaps, and learning how to do the angles when you've got two different angles is really critical. And I'm pretty happy with, you know, when you start putting things together, your gaps are so closed up now, it's quite easy to go from, instead of migging things, now we can really start ticking everything together. Makes life so much easier, and you end up with I don't know, do you end up with a better result, or, you know, because some people prefer TIG and some people, you know, quite happy with MIG. I'm not really sure, but I'm just doing what I do.